Koraidon and Miraidon. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are just a few days away, and I can't stop thinking about these lads. Who are they? What do they represent? If you haven't been looking at leaks, then these regal reptilian ride Pokemon are shrouded in mystery. But by putting together a few clues, I think we can figure out what these Pokemon are supposed to represent before the games even come out. So let's dive right in. First, let's take a look at their names. Koraidon and Miraidon. I don't know if these names are supposed to mean something in Japanese, but the ride on makes a lot of sense for a Pokemon that you ride on. It's also a clever reference to Rhydon, the first Pokemon. Why is the Pokemon Company referencing their first Pokemon? Well, I think it's because they're trying to go back to their roots. What these Pokemon represent is more than just a generational surface level thing. This is digging deeper, reaching to some sort of original question. And what is that question exactly? Well, we can see it in the first syllable of their names. The prefix ko implies a sense of togetherness. Two people traveling together on a single Pokemon. Ko-ride-on. Now take a look at the other one, me-ride-on. In other words, I am riding by myself. This is the core dilemma Pokemon has been playing around with since day one. Is this a game about the individual, or is this a game about the shared experience of a group? Think about it. This is a game where an individual builds a team. One trainer controls a group of 6. The tension is there. When you challenge the gyms, you are facing individuals. You are called a strong trainer if you win. This empowers the individual. However, popular media would have you believe that trainers are actually fighting alongside their Pokemon. This empowers the group mentality. However, in the games, the trainer is the one calling all the shots. The Pokemon have no free will. This is the individual. But every important character you face has an ace Pokemon, their partner. But Pokemon battles are a clash of wills, one trainer versus another. But then consider the Elite Four. The strongest trainers in the region are together a group. But then above them is the champion, who is yet another individual. The standard plot of a Pokemon game has the evil group being overcome by a literal child. Then sometimes the child has help from others. Champions, gym leaders, rivals, detectives, etc. all come together to defeat the evil team. Then you have the player, playing the single-player game alone. This is the individual. But, by design, it is impossible to complete the Pokédex alone. You need a friend with the opposite version of the game. This is cooperation. This is the essence of teamwork. Then consider that these games always come in pairs, except sometimes a standalone third game outshines the both of them. So which one are we supposed to go with, the individual or the group? I think the answer to this can be found in their designs. Consider the composition. Miraidon is a futuristic robot made of steel. Koraidon is an ancient dinosaur made of feathers. Now, you've probably heard the riddle before. Which is heavier, a kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feathers? That's the trick, they're equal, just like Pokemon games are meant to be.
Things aren't black and white. The difference between truths and ideals is just perspective. Like the land and sea of Gen 3, like the unstoppable force and immovable shield of Gen 8, like the X-axis and the Y-axis of Gen 6. You can have your preferences, but at the end of the day, neither of them is more correct than the other. It's fitting then that these guys are reptiles, known for shedding their skin, just like we, the fans, need to shed our generation's old rivalry between different versions. Game Freak has given us the game, but the adventure? Well, that's up to you and me.
Now, my longtime viewers will recognize that this video is a slight deviation from my regular content. I'm more of an art analysis channel. But as a connoisseur of art, I do recognize that there are artistic elements within video games. So if there are any particularly artistic video games that you want me to look at, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. I actually have a lot to say, and if you haven't noticed it by now, everything I say is objectively completely correct.